Okay, coming at you again, the JoeJoe Show, mobile unit, Slaughter, downtown Slaughter, Louisiana.
Yeah, sorry y'all, I forgot the two mics, so we're gonna have to do it like this.
Well, you know, we do this mobile podcast just to let everybody know that we're still thinking about you, especially during football season. It's faith, family, and football.
Yeah.
Maybe in no particular order, but we're down here at Brian and Charlotte Delatore's house here in downtown beautiful Slaughter with the airstrip in the back. We're waiting for our...
Hey, how about this backdrop, huh?
Right.
This is one of the better backdrops we've had all year.
Right,
so.
and we're waiting for our guest speaker to come in the plane.
Right.
Mr. Slaughter, but we're going to try to... Let me explain something about Slaughter. I heard from one of the family members here on for this afternoon. Said that Slaughter was named after a man who was Slaughter, who had a lot of property here and gave up a lot to get all the buildings and everything here. That's why they call it the town of Slaughter. I thought it was named after Enos Slaughter, the Hall of Fame baseball player. But, you know, I was corrected. A man named Slaughter owned all this property, and then they used it. There's an airstrip back here for crop dusting that was used all over in this area across the river, which is right on the other side. Where is the river? Where would the river be from here? Mississippi River. Back over there.
For the interview.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, if I was a gambling man and I took everybody that I would, if I went against everybody that I would have took this weekend, I'd be a rich man right now. Look, no, it wasn't that bad. Colorado has actually tied it up. It's 31-31. They just intercepted, so they're going to overtime. Yeah, so they're going to overtime. Thank you.
Overtime.
But I lost Missouri, huge. I lost Ohio State, huge. Who else did I lose? I lost somebody else too. It was like 17 or something like that.
Yeah.
Cincinnati plus 17, but no, Ohio State covered.
Yeah.
And then it was West Virginia plus 14 and Missouri covered.
Michigan didn't cover.
Yeah, Michigan didn't cover. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That whole Michigan Army thing, dude, I was pulling for Army so much. But see, Army did the same thing to us last year.
Yeah.
At home, where they took us to overtime.
Norman, yeah.
They run that option, they eat that clock. Exactly. They run that option, they eat that clock.
The old Wildcat double wing.
Yeah.
You know, 2 wings in the slot.
Right.
And then fake the fullback, give the fullback, give to the pitch option. That's it.
Right.
Pushing them out.
Right.
Pushing them out.
So, in all truthfulness, though, glad to be here. Thanks to Uncle B, of course, for letting us do this at his place. It's good to move around. It's good to see a different backdrop. But other than that, we're going to go ahead and get with our guest speaker, picker. Oh. So,
guest picker.
Without ado, you ready?
We need
1,
2, 3. Jeff.
All right, go ahead, come sit down.
Jeff, you're our guest picker.
Who's first?
Since you got some, and then we're going to get with Brian. All right, this podcast is not live, so its pick may change. If tomorrow morning we may adapt to it, it doesn't go into the way we want it to go. But LSU, start of the week, it was 3.5, then it was 4.5. When the game was going to be Texas and LSU, they had already put 7-6 to LSU, this back and forth. When on the way over here, I believe I heard Will Moscona say on radio that the line had moved up 6.5. And I think that's correct, right, Little Joe?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So you think, Jeff? It's Jeff R. We don't like you lose your last name or using code names. So you're Jeff R. And he's from this area. You lived in this area. But do you think the LSU will cover?
Yes.
Do you think they'll cover? Why do you think they'll cover?
Just their superior defense, for sure.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow's looking awesome.
Yeah.
So I really like our chances.
That's good. You might have to talk just a little bit, just kind of lean over a little bit more there, but I think it's picking us up, or talk a little louder. So Joe Burrow is the key. I think Sam Ehlinger is the key for them. Ogeron calls him Ehlinger, but I mean, his name is Ehlinger. We've had trouble saying it, but he is the real deal. He's the best quarterback they've had since Vince Young and Colt McCoy. Texas defense can probably control the line of scrimmage. Do you think LSU's running game needs to be compatible for Burrow to do his thing? I mean, naturally running games open up the passing game, but do you think that LSU's running game is the key also?
Well, most definitely. I think their running game really has to set the tone for the whole game.
Yeah, it does. And a lot of football, it does like that. I think Joe Burrow's the real deal. I think you're getting the top 2 quarterbacks in the nation. All the Heisman hype and all that stuff, we like it naturally because they have Jalen Hurts in the mix. They went from Bama to OU, but and then they're talking about 3 OU Heismans, and back to back and all that stuff. That's irrelevant at this point in time. What do you feel about the rankings? Do you think LSU deserves to be number 6 or higher? Do you think Texas needs to be number 9 or higher? Or what do you think about early season rankings? That's what I want to know.
Well, I was surprised how highly ranked LSU was at the beginning of the season. So
right.
I'm a little. I think they really need to really play somebody. I think this weekend will be the catalyst for the rankings after this weekend and see what happens.
And there's a consensus out there of people, pundits just like us, of the JoeJoe Show here, you, Brian, anybody else in the room, at the house, on the radio, national headlines, ESPN. This game is really not a make or break game. It is for prestige to beat number 6, or for number 9 to beat number 6, Texas to beat LSU, LSU to beat Texas, and all that stuff, recruiting wars, everything, Sabine River rivalry, stuff like that. But do you think that because that if one team loses tonight, does it do away with their national title hopes? Does it do away with their conference title hopes?
I really don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't think so.
I got the same feeling. I think if LSU loses, they beat Alabama. They run the gambit in the SEC West. If Texas loses, they beat Oklahoma, which is they haven't done. Won the conference. Oklahoma's won it 3 straight years. Does 4 straight years? Does it stop their chances of winning the conference and getting into the CFP?
Well, who did Clemson lose to last year in the beginning of the season?
They lost to Syracuse.
Syracuse, yeah.
No.
Went undefeated.
No.
Oh, they did?
Undefeated last year.
Clemson went
The
under.
year before.
Okay, the year before they lost.
Yeah.
Okay, they lost, but okay. I guess I got that LSU beats the spread. Could you pick a final score then? More than 6.5 now.
I'm gonna say LSU 31, Texas 15.
Okay, all right, that sounds good. All right, Jeff, we appreciate that. Now we're gonna get Brian D in, and we'll get little Joe to quiz him up.
All right.
Okay, we're back. We're back with Brian D, and this is his spread out here. I like to call it a spread. It's a home away from everything and everyone, with the airstrip right here in case he's got to make a quick trip to Vegas to cover the spread. Again, we appreciate being here. Faith, family, and football. Maybe not in that particular order, but it always goes hand in hand with good family, good food, friends, and football. Again, to be redundant at it. Okay, the big game. Shortly, maybe less than 15 minutes away now. What do you think?
Tigers all the way.
Tigers all the way. Will they cover the spread?
They will cover the spread, and they will stomp Texas.
Stomp Texas. Watch out. Your aunt's in there somewhere, but I think she realizes
and we're
that.
going to have to cover her flag and all
That's
that.
it.
But
That's it.
Last year Texas gave up so many points.
Yeah.
And they're going to do the same thing today.
Yeah, I think that
They just can't hang.
they're grasping at straws. In fact, I'm going to tell you the truth. I thought if we got a minute here more, I thought LSU was grasping for straws when they got Coach John Robinson from USC. We've talked about him. He's just a consultant. He's 80 years old. His wife lives in New Orleans. They love New Orleans, whatever. That's why he moved from L.A. I wouldn't blame him moving from L.A. to New Orleans, but, I don't know where the difference is there, if there's any. But, and then they went out and got Joe Brady, a young, offensive-minded, pro football coordinator offensively. And the first game against Dufrock, who they play last week. It wasn't Dufrock, huh?
It was
Howell
Georgia
Park.
Southern.
Georgia Southern. They played Georgia Southern. I thought that they really opened it up. Even though
they
they
didn't want
did,
to hide nothing, they went ahead and did what they were supposed to do.
even they, they weren't. They went through the motions, didn't show everything for tonight. I think they still executed, and that's been needed here.
That's something LSU hadn't done in years.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Look, Joe, a couple of weeks ago, me and Charlotte went to the LaBerge over there, and I ran in my old high school. He wasn't a teammate of mine, but he's LSU's offensive coordinator, Coach Insminger.
Okay.
And
Okay.
So I had a couple of meetings with him, and we
There you
talked
go.
about it and this, that, and the other.
Good.
And he told me, he said, we are going to explode. So,
Did he remember when you were working at the Union? You used to slide him an extra ham and cheese to
Over at
take
the
back to
SEMA
the
building.
dorm.
There you go. That's the SEMA
yeah.
building. There
I
you
always
go.
remember that job because you always told me you used to see Harvey Williams just
There you
bouncing
go.
up and
There-
down the
look,
way he was.
Harvey signed a pair of shoes that I had.
There you go.
That's right.
There you go. Harvey Williams. Can you believe it? Hempstead. No,
From
Columbus.
Hempstead. That's
Hempstead,
it.
Texas,
That's
right there on the other
That was
side
him.
of Hallettsville in Columbus. Well, that's great, man. No, I think LSU reigns tonight. I think LSU. We did the podcast earlier. Little Joe and I, we did our picks. We called you that night to get your
Yes,
Final
sir.
Four
Yes, sir.
CFP picks. I think LSU's in the mix. They win tonight. They got to have the impetus. You got to beat Bama this year.
Right.
We're all in to beat
That's where
Bama.
everything will stem. That's where everything will stem. If they can win tonight,
Yeah.
and they go all the way to Bama, they should be undefeated to play Bama. And Bama
Yeah.
will be undefeated, of course,
Yeah.
because they hadn't played but Sisters of the Poor and all
That's
that.
it. Well,
So-
I really think that LSU wins tonight. I don't know. I think I already predicted 5-6 touchdowns. I think
think
Texas
so.
will have to play catch up. I think it might be close to the start, feel each other out. But I really think Dave Aranda's defense has the answer for Ellinger.
He's a master.
And they don't. They're decimated at the running back. Their running back position. So LSU all the way
LSU all the way in a stomp.
in a stomp.
In a
Okay,
stomp.
that's great.
And
great.
Evan wanted to know if people were going to leave before the end of the game, and I said, I hope you're not the one leaving
That's
before
it.
the end of the game.
No.
There you go. So.
No, she can't see at night, but we really appreciate the spread and having the good time out here. And we're probably going to get back at halftime and get another halftime.
There we go.
take
I'm
on
all
it.
for that. There we
Okay?
go. All
we
right.
appreciate it.
All right. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Hold on, wait, B.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He's going to get in there.
All right.
Yeah, it's kind of a hot spot there. It feels good there.
All right. Yeah, I just want to, here I am with B, my godfather, thanks for inviting us first
No,
and foremost.
you're welcome any day.
And it was great. But look, I just, that man on the TV right now, y'all can't see, but we can see, that's Joe Burrow.
That's him.
To me, that's the key of LSU's whole season. That, and I don't think Texas can run the ball that well. And you've
so
got to be able to run the football
They don't
against
have
LSU.
it. They're
If you cannot
2 or 3
run
man down on the running back,
if you
and
can,
only Ellinger can run.
exactly. If
And
you
then-
cannot run the football against LSU, you will not win. Okay? Pass defense, yeah, I mean, they're not, I'm telling you, it all hinges on Texas being able to run the football, and I don't think they could do it. I think it's going to get ugly early.
I like to hear that, and I think the same
Yeah,
thing.
all right.
I think LSU will run in a stomp, and it won't be as close
No,
as people
it's
are,
not even gonna be
are
close.
saying. So
It's not even going to be close. I had LSU win this game by double digits. Don't know how the line didn't have them by 10. Don't know how the line didn't
You're
have
right.
them by 10.
Well, I think the line is scared of putting anything more than a touchdown anywhere.
Yeah.
Even Ohio State, they were playing whoever they played today. It was what
Cincinnati.
16,
No,
17?
17. It was 17. but
17.
still.
They should have stomped. They did stomp
They did stomp
Cincinnati.
them. They did stomp them.
That would have been my lock of the week.
Right. I
By
know.
40. So,
Yeah.
so I think they're
I
scared
just didn't.
of
I
putting
just
more
did.
than 10
I
points on anybody.
watched Ohio State against Florida Atlantic last week, and I thought Florida Atlantic shot themselves in the foot multiple times. Ohio State looked strong the first 10 minutes, and then after that, Florida Atlantic started catching up with them. That's the only reason I think Cincinnati had a chance. But Ohio State proved me wrong.
The other thing I want to say that and point out, and I know a bunch of people say this, teams get better from week 1 to week 2. And so imagine how much better they'll get LSU from week 1 that they surprised everybody and really came out and shined.
Right.
Imagine how much better they'll be
Right.
this week.
Exactly.
So, I
Exactly.
mean, if that
And
comes
now-
to fruition, I really think it'll be a cakewalk.
LSU has
for
to
them.
win their game, win this game. They haven't showed their stuff yet, so we're going to wrap it up real quick, and I'll let you get to the game. So
All right. Yes,
give
sir.
me your final score prediction right here, right now.
I'll say 48 to 12, 48 to 13. something like that.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, it's gonna be a stomp.
you're very generous. No, but I'm gonna say 45 to 20,
There you
something
go.
like that.
All right,
It's gonna
20
be. It's
is,
gonna get.
that'll
It
be
could get
mop-up duty
It could
at
get
last
very
touchdown.
ugly
There you go.
early. It
I
could
like
get
that.
very ugly early.
I think so too.
All right, man. Thanks for being on the show. We'll
Thank
get back at
you.
halftime, though. We'll
Hey.
get back at halftime. All right.
All right.